Hey y'all, this is Perry Richardson of Stryper, and you're listening to Shutter 16 Magazine. Rock on.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Good, very good. So you're probably on your way right now to kick off the tour tomorrow, so let's talk about that. The Calling on You Tour 2022 starts tomorrow, Derry, New Hampshire. So how excited is everyone to get out there playing shows?
It's so weird. We're on a bus again. You know, it's like it's been over 2 years, and we've been chomping at the bit to get back out there, and it's finally happening. It's kind of surreal, you know. And we've been in Nashville for the last. Well, we got there back 4 days ago and rehearsed. We got our equipment out, dusted off, and sets and all that, trying everything out, make sure everything worked, and ran our set a few times, and we feel like we're ready to go.
Awesome. So what can we expect to hear this time out? Just a great mix?
Well, it's going to be a mix of the old and new stuff. I mean, we're going to keep all the classic stuff in there that everybody wants to hear, you know, and it's getting harder and harder. So many albums out.
Right.
That pick something from everyone, we'd be there all night. But we're going to do, we just finished a record, so obviously we're not doing anything off that one. But the last record, PFU, and we're going to mix it up as best we can.
Okay, cool. Now I know you guys are going to be stopping here in Charlotte, North Carolina pretty soon on the 13th at Amos's South End. Do you have any special tour memories of playing in North Carolina, and are you looking forward to seeing all the Charlotte fans again?
Oh man, I can't wait. I mean, being as I'm a Carolina boy, I've spent all my years in this business, in the early stages of the business anyway, back in cover bands and all. Played every town and city in North Carolina. It was if it had been for North Carolina, I wouldn't have done this for a living. I mean, South Carolina, I'm from Myrtle Beach area, and South Carolina just wasn't the same as North Carolina when it came to rock and clubs and stuff back then in the 80s, So it was a great place to grow up, and I freaking love North Carolina. I can't wait to get back and see all the people there, and I hope they'll all turn out and say hi, I can't wait.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to checking you guys out at that show. But you're also doing a couple other cool things on the tour, because you've got a live stream that you're going to do from the Basement East show on the 16th. So talk to us a little bit about that. How did the idea of kind of doing a live stream of one of the tour dates come about?
Yeah, that was, man, I'm not even sure who came up with that. If that was our management or I hadn't heard. I just heard we were doing it, kind of like you. And I thought that was a really cool idea. Maybe we could, if this one works out and turns out good, we could do it a little more often. But that would give a chance. The people that couldn't come see us could check out the show. I think a lot of people, we don't get to play in their area, and it's really expensive out there these days to get around, and
sure.
Gas is so high, I'm sure people aren't going to be traveling as far, so you give them a chance to hear what's going on with us,
Cool. Yeah, I wish a lot more bands would do that. I think it's a great idea, and I hope it does well so that you can do some more, because I know that there's a lot of people that want to get out there and see Stryper, and you just can't get to every part of every state and city that they want to see you in, and people just, like you said, can't afford to just go everywhere nowadays, so I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I hope it'll work out so we can do it a lot more often.
And you guys also did a Patreon thing this time out. So what kind of things would the fans expect to get if they sign up for that? Like, what kind of little extras would be in store for them?
The Patreon thing's been great. We've been staying in touch a little more with the people on Patreon. We give them content that nobody else sees, videos and pictures and stuff like that. They get a discount on merch and meet and greet cost and things like that. And so some of the higher upper tier people, I mean, there's I think 3 tiers you can join, and like the upper tier, we do a meeting with them once a year. They actually have a hand in what's going on with Patreon and get their input on things and use their ideas. So, but it's a cool little family, man. Stryper has always been, their fans have always been different than most bands have. I mean, when I came into this, they told me to, they were trying to explain to me how the fans were, and I was like, okay, but when I got to know everybody and witnessed it myself, it's hard to believe. I mean, they're stuck by these guys since '84, most of them, and they're still loving it and communicating with them and buying their merch and all the stuff that we have to sell to keep this thing going. And we appreciate it so much, but they are one of a kind. I tell you, the Stryper band is really good.
That's awesome to hear. Awesome. Now, I know that last fall, the band started to do another little project, a Kickstarter thing for the official Stryper documentary. Can you give us an update about anything that's going on with that? Is that still happening? Is that just an ongoing process?
It is. It's going to be a long process. We're, I think, in the process of interviewing directors now.
Okay.
And trying to put together the team to start that, because it's very important to the band, and it raised more money than anybody dreamed. I mean, we were wanting our goal was 100,000 in the beginning, and we wanted to do like a behind the scenes type music thing, like most documentaries are. And in the middle of this thing, we changed our mind. It's like, if we could get enough money, we'd want to do a real movie type thing that it's not like every other documentary you see, not just about the band, but about the people around it, the fans, and how bands affected their lives and their stories. We wanted to make it like that. So they really stepped up, and the band stepped up and donated, and we got, over double what our initial hope what we were going to hope that we were going to get was like 100, but we ended up with 225. So
wow.
We think we're going to give them their money's worth, because we're going to work so hard on this, but it may take a long time. But yeah, we're just trying to find the right guy to put the scene together right now.
Cool. Now, I know that you had mentioned that there's new music in the works, and can you tell us, I know Michael shared a little teaser, here and there on Facebook. Can you tell us a little bit about the new record and when you think it might be coming out?
Yeah, we don't know when it's going to come out, but it is finished now.
Okay.
We got just finished final mixes on it, and it just has to be mastered, artwork, and it'll be ready to go. But it's probably still going to be in the fall sometime, but we're not sure what the release date yet is.
Okay.
But it turned out, it's amazing, and the production's great. I mean, the songs are great. We're very excited to get this one out there, because it covers the gamut. This one is probably ranges a little more different styles of music than the last one, maybe, and it's some really, really heavy stuff and some pretty laid back stuff on there too. So I'm excited to see what the people like, which style of music from Stryper they like the most. It's always cool to hear, and so because we do such a wide variety of stuff.
Sure, absolutely, and I love that you guys are still putting out new music and such great music, and I think that some of the newer Stryper albums that have come out are some of the best that the band has ever done. I know everybody wants to hear the old stuff, but the new stuff just really rocks. I love it. So I'm looking forward to the new one myself.
I know, that's the way I felt when I felt coming into the band. I've only been here 4 years, but when I first put the Fallen record was the first thing I'd heard that, since the old classic stuff. And when I put that on, I couldn't believe it. I was like, gosh, it was so good. And such a change for them. And they kept it going. And now we're just growing from there in that same kind of style and trying to keep it fresh. And Michael does such a great job of writing. And everybody's pitching in, putting their little ideas in there. And it's been great, man. This on the second record I've been on, but nobody feels so good. Such, it's like a family here. So they've made me feel so at home and part of the band. And I couldn't be happier, but can't wait for it to come out.
Fantastic. Well, we'll definitely look forward to that when it does come out. But you've also got another thing going on, which is not Stryper, and that's Clean Break. So you guys just released a debut single, Coming Home. Tell us a little bit about Clean Break and how that whole thing came about.
Yeah, well, that was strictly a record company thing. We're actually on the same label. It's a label called Frontiers out of Italy.
Right.
And so they kind of put the band together. They gave us, me and Robert, a call, and it's like, hey, we're doing this thing with James Durbin, and we love James. I think his voice is amazing. And we were like, we just thought it was a Durbin solo record because he'd been doing solo stuff with Frontiers anyway. We're like, sure, we'll play on it. And halfway through, we find out, no, it's going to be a band. It's like, okay, we're in another band now, all right. But yeah, that's a Frontiers thing. They love to do that. Michael's in one now called Iconic with some of the ex-members of Whitesnake and stuff like that, or members of Whitesnake. But it's a fun thing to do, get to learn some new songs, meet some new people, and hang out. But we had a great time. We went to LA and shot a couple of videos. So this will be coming out soon.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today and fill us in on the tour and the new music that Stryper will be having, out hopefully in the fall. And we're going to look forward to seeing you guys here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. Get back to home base, man. That's where it all started for me. So
That's
looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.